What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from RC Nightmare, and I've got a little more time this Christmas season. So I was looking at what was out there, and Arrma has this new beast of a ready to run. This is the Senton 6X BLX, 60 mile an hour, ready to run. Now, I don't want to say this is a quote slash killer, but this is a slash competitor. It tops out at about 60 miles an hour, and with two 3S lipos. What are some of the easy specs I can tell you? Well, it's waterproof. The ESC that comes with it is 150 amp, goes up to 6S lipo, and is completely waterproof. The motor that is in this thing is a 2050 kV. Pretty standard for this type of kit. Fully waterproof. And the next most important thing that I always look at is the steering servo. Because with these big kits like this, it's about whether or not I can maneuver them. And this thing actually has a waterproof servo, but it's also 200 ounces. So overall, pretty nice. You also have a waterproof receiver box, nice shop cap protectors, and heavy duty 4mm shock shafts. So in short, it's built well. Arrma has been kind of all over the place on the scene. This particular model is the ready to run. So you also get a 2.4 gigahertz remote. So a lot of us have those different receivers that we already multi-program to, like a Spectrum or something. But if you don't, you have that. And let's take a look at this monster. Please don't have those. Okay, nice. Whew. A lot of connectors and extra little parts. And here is, let's take this plastic off actually. Wow, this thing is nice, very well built. Strong Lexan on the outside. You have these nice body pin clips that are attached to the body. That's really convenient. That's a nice design. You could tell it's been a little while since I've had a good basher, but this is, don't just bash, blast, it says on the inside. So you have a nice, reasonably thick Lexan actually, a little bit thicker than I might have expected. And on the inside you've got metal chassis. Everything seems really well balanced, aluminum parts. And overall, wow, really heavy duty looking shocks. They've really, I'm gonna give you some close-ups of this, of course. Now let me see if there's anything. Obviously you get your kind of obligatory toolkit. Let's see, this thing also has a BEC. This does not, some will I guess and some will not come with batteries, but this one, you've got different setups for kilometers per hour and miles per hour on the inside. They talk about the Senton, the Creighton, the Typhoon, and the Outcast. Hopefully I can take a look at some of these beastly models in the very near future. Anything on here that we want to discuss? You have a standard gearing up to 50 miles an hour, and then the speed gearing. This is kind of a nice little chart they give you. If you have an off-road and you want to just max it out, you keep it in the standard gearing. If you want the 60 mile an hour speeds, you want a smooth surface, and you go to the speed gearing. See what other parts you might have in here. They have your well-labeled speed gear right here. You have your different pinion. Optional high-speed gearing for running on hard, flat surfaces only. Do not use off-road or for high-load start-stop driving, as it will overheat the motor and or speed controller. So if you want to bash, just leave it the way it comes set up. If you want to do some high-speed runs, things like that, well, then you can put in, make that little switch out. We've got battery connectors. Everything, of course, comes pre-set up. Now, the weight distribution is, I don't mind it. I normally like, with my lipos, I like one on each side. But in this case, they're both on one side, but you've got the servo, the motor, and ESC all on the passenger side of the kit to help even the load. I think that's going to be pretty balanced. Brandon is actually driving up from Missouri right now, so we're going to be able to take this out hopefully tomorrow, and I can give you a post-run review in the near future. Overall, the roll cage is fine. It's reasonably rigid. The front and rear bumper, reasonably rigid. Now, I want to make it clear, you know, it's an RTR. So for me, the servo is nice, but usually upgrading the servo is something I do on any ready to run. The 200 ounces seems like it actually might be enough. Like normally with like the Traxxas, like a Slash or something like that, the servo to me was like an auto upgrade. With this, this is a little bit, definitely heavier than the Slash, but we're gonna see how the servo does. Everything else, nice big can, 2050 kV, 4-pole motor. What else can I tell you in here? Lots of aluminum parts. I really like the chassis, all solid built. Nice, easy to get at, front and rear. For A-arm replacements, as of course we will all do. The shock guards, you know, the front bumper and the A-arms are actually really, really strong. You know, if you're going to be hitting the curb at 60 miles an hour, there's not much you can do. Things are going to break, but it's got a lot of travel too. So this should be a pretty good basher. I'm actually really excited for this. I haven't been this excited for a new basher since probably that old Thunder Tiger, which is now long gone. But this thing seems really solid. Anything in here? No, just a standard manual with some exploded views. I did look online, so they have some of the exploded views available. If you want to read it ahead of time, you've got like these Senton exploded views right here. And for the price point, I gotta say, this comes in cheaper than, for example, a Slash, which is of course what a lot of people are going to compare it to. And it's just beefier. It's got a lot of pros. Again, until I run it, can't possibly compare it. And I know a lot of you like to compare kits, but in this case, you know, this is kind of its own beast. It's got a ton of travel, so you're going to be able to go off some big jumps, take some rough landings, and just keep going forward. Now, in terms of aftermarket parts, sure, this is something that a lot of us do with like RPM A-arms and stuff like that, but with any RTR, I just wait. You know, wait till you break stuff before you go out and spend your money. I mean, you can adjust the shock tension here with these caps. That's kind of nice, some threaded shocks. This thing seems like a really solid kit, to be honest. You have a lot of aluminum parts. They really, really went out strong. And again, the body, decently strong, actually like rigid. Like it doesn't, like, you know how you take like a lot of RTR Lexans and you can just twist them and bend them to your desire? This is not like that. This is actually pretty rigid, but it does have some give. This is not a bad Lexan, and I know I'm kind of a dork, but I really like these hanging body clips because I'm always losing them, and it's just one of the most annoying things. So I picked up a couple of brand new 3S lipos for this thing, and I'm gonna give it a go. Oh yeah. Hey guys, been a while.